Hi, I'm Elizabeth DePompe with DAV, Disabled American Veterans, and we're here at DAV National Headquarters in Erlanger, Kentucky, where this week we are hosting yet another cohort of DAV Patriot Bootcamp. That's our program for entrepreneurs in the military and veteran community, including spouses. We just wrapped up our first session of the day, which, thanks to our partners, VDA, that's Veterans Debt Assistance, went really well, and we're going to talk about that today. So I'm joined by Angel Torres. Again, he's a strategic advisor with VDA, Veterans Debt Assistance. He's also a 27-year Navy veteran.
Yes.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your service, why you joined, and what it was like for you.
Oh gosh, I joined back in 1990. I think they were Desert Shield, Desert Storm was kind of ramping up, and I saw all these people that were going and volunteering and going to serve, and I was in between school, working retail jobs, not really having an impact or making a difference, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to get out of my own circumstances, and I wanted to do something bigger than myself. And I know it sounds kind of, you hear it a lot, but really, I wanted to mean something in my life and to have a purpose and mean something. So I joined the Navy, and for the next 27 years, I went to places that I think I almost feel like I'm lying to people when I tell them what we did and where we were at. 9/11, I was in New York Harbor. Talk about Pearl Harbor Day. I was in Pearl Harbor for Pearl Harbor Day, the 50th anniversary. I just all over the world over the next 27 years, going up the enlisted ranks and then ultimately becoming Chief Warrant Officer and seeing how it was in the wardroom. So it was just a really rich, really fulfilling career, and I'm proud to have served. I mean, it's really on both ends. It's really something I hold near and dear to my heart and shaped who I am as a person.
Sure.
So I as much I think that I want to get away from it and I want to do things outside the veteran space, I feel like this is where I'm home and these are my people and this is where my cup gets filled.
Yeah. And so now you work with VDA. Tell us what VDA does and how it serves veterans.
Well, Veteran Debt Assistance, it's in the name, and what we do is we help veterans in their financial situation that are managing debt, whether it requires debt counseling, whether it requires a consolidation or a debt consolidation loan, those kind of things, and we help them access resources so that they can better their circumstances. That's one of the things we do. What we also do is we work in building financial education pieces so that veterans can actually learn how to effectively manage that debt while they're going through their daily routine. And these are things that the military doesn't give you. These are things that many, when they're growing up, they just don't learn. So we've stood up and taken on this role to be the champion in this space and say, we're going to own this. We're going to be the guy, right? We're going to be the person or the organization that does it well and speaks to a language that veterans will understand.
And I imagine it's hugely important, especially in that transition period. So VDA has been an amazing partner with DAV. You've supported our national convention, our homeless veterans stand down, and of course, DAV Patriot Bootcamp. What has being part of these initiatives meant to you and to VDA?
Oh, it's just the most important thing. I tell everyone it's really the dream job, because to be able to leave the service, and the reason why I stood in for 27 years was because I felt like it was fulfilling. And it was a part of who I was, and I made an impact. I was doing something. And then most veterans worry that you're not going to have that same kind of camaraderie, you're not going to have that same kind of calling, kind of purpose after you leave. And to have an opportunity to work with DAV, to work with veterans and their spouses and their family members and have an impact, and bring a company like VDA to put them in all the right spots and make an impact is really just very, very enriching for me.
What do you think is special about DAV Patriot Bootcamp, and what are you looking forward to kind of seeing this week?
I absolutely love the energy that's in the room. I love mentoring people. In between meetings, people are running up to me going, how do I handle this situation? How do we handle this situation? And being there to help them leverage, what I did when I was an entrepreneur, to help share and impart to them what will make them ultimately very successful is very, very important to us as a company.
Yeah.
Well, the other piece of that is leveraging our technology company. So a lot of what we do is data driven and sharing the data, sharing the information so that they can make informed decisions about their business is just really, really important.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, we wrapped up our first session of the day earlier this morning. You hosted a great conversation. What was the takeaway, or what do you hope that the founders in that room kind of took away from that conversation?
Well, what we wanted to give them was a lessons learned, how we have succeeded, how we failed, what have we seen in practice, and what have we seen in actual application to make their situations very successful. And I think what it really boils down to is helping them understand and just drill it down to the most narrow denominator, which is answering two key questions. What does your customer look like? And what problem are you solving? Mm-hmm. And I think that when they can answer those things, then they know they have a business.
Mm-hmm. How important is it for these founders to know how to effectively manage debt, and how could VDA support them as founders?
Yeah, it's a great question. For any organization to say that you're not going to have debt while building a business, well, clearly you don't want to scale, because you have, in a lot of cases, unless you're very, very have a high influx of cash and funders, you're going to take on debt. So it's extremely important for us to bring to these veterans and these entrepreneurs, some are veterans, some are military spouses as well, to bring to them an education on where the resources are, how to find that balance, and how to train themselves and condition themselves in their business to manage that debt as they scale and as they grow their businesses, is going to keep them out of trouble, and it's going to keep them in a cash flow positive situation.
Yeah. Doing the work that you do, and as a founder yourself, what's your advice maybe to veterans and spouses out there who are kind of in the early stages or considering founding a business?
Well, no one is going to care about your business more than you are. No one's going to advocate for you or for your business the way you do. And knowing your customer, understanding their daily life, understanding how to be convenient, because convenience is the most important factor right now. How to make someone's life better and solve a problem is probably the most important thing to do, and go for it. Absolutely go for it. And you know what? Understand that you're going to fall, you're going to pick yourself up, surround yourself with amazing people that are going to help you and guide you and push you in the right direction, and be walking billboards for your business.
Angel, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for all that you and VDA do for these founders. We really appreciate it. How can folks learn more about VDA?
Well, you can go to our website, which is veterandebtassistance.org, and log on there and you'll see all of our resources. We're getting ready to load some amazing content on veteran debt, and not veteran debt, but debt in general, and some financial tools on how people can better their financial situation.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. Follow along on social this week for updates from DAV Patriot Bootcamp, and learn more